People often describe Vietnamese as a phonetic language, by which they mean that when it comes to spelling, there is a straightforward correspondence between letters and sounds. There are two issues with this claim. First, the term phonetic language doesn't make sense. When people use this term, they are actually talking about a writing system, not a language. A writing system is not really part of a language. It's merely a way of representing the language. So the term phonetic writing system is more appropriate. The second issue is that Vietnamese does not have a straightforward correspondence between letters and sounds. One of my patrons asked a question that illustrates this. The specifics of his question apply to the northern accent, but the same principle also applies to the southern accent. We'll look at both accents in this video. Here is his question. In the north, the Z sound is represented in different ways, D, GI, and R. In that case, how can I know how to spell a word which starts with the Z sound? Likewise, the T sound can be represented by CH or TR. How can I know which spelling to use for a particular word? Do you have similar problems? If so, before I answer the question, I'll show you some real business and government signs in Vietnam. Let's see what we can learn from their spelling. This sign says, no littering, cấm đổ rác. But the spelling of the word garbage or trash is incorrect. It should be rác with an R, not a GI. This sign says, cấm bày bán hàng rong. Cấm bày bán hàng rong. No street vending. The spelling of the word rong is incorrect. It should be rong with an R, not a D. The next one is a sign for a car or bike wash service. The spelling of the word rửa, which means wash, is incorrect. It should be rửa with an R, not a D. The last two signs, both for massage services, they both have the word relax, thư giãn, in them, but one with D and one with R. The correct spelling for relax, thư giãn, is neither with a D or an R, but with a GI. Conclusion? The people who wrote these signs clearly speak with a northern accent. They have the same problem that my patron has. They don't always know how to spell a word beginning with the Z sound because there are different ways to represent that sound. This can happen if you're not so familiar with the written word, perhaps due to a lack of education or exposure to writing. The case of TR and CH is similar, as TR and CH are both pronounced as J. People occasionally get them mixed up. This shop sells kids' toys. The word for toys, đồ chơi, is spelled incorrectly. The second syllable should be spelled with a CH. This is a headline on the national news about lead poisoning. The word for lead, chì, should be spelled with ch, not tr. This restaurant sign has the word egg being spelled wrong. It should be trứng with a tr. So, to answer your question, well, I wish I had a tip for you, but sorry, you just have to learn it. It's the same in English. For example, how do you spell the word to? Well, it could be or. You just have to know. Anyway, spelling mistakes are accent specific. So what about speakers of southern accents? Oh, trust me, they make a lot of spelling mistakes too. One distinctive feature of southern accents is that the two tones ngã and hỏi are pronounced identically. In other words, ngã is pronounced just as hỏi. This results in confusion when writing, as you will see in the following slogans and signs. This banner reads, Trẻ em, niềm hạnh phúc của mỗi gia đình. It means children is the happiness of every family. The word every, mỗi, should be spelled with tone ngã. This slogan says, respect, listen, and share are the key things to maintain families' happiness. The word share, chia sẻ, should be spelled with tone hỏi. This shop buy and sell second-hand or old bikes. The word old, cũ, should be spelled with tone ngã. This shop offers bike services such as repairing, maintenance, and washing. The spelling of the word prepare, sửa chữa, is incorrect. It should be spelled sửa with tone hỏi. The spelling of the word maintenance, bảo dưỡng, is also incorrect. It should be bảo dưỡng, but with tone ngã. The word for bike wash, rửa, is also spelled incorrectly. It should be rửa with tone hỏi. Now this is interesting. In the previous session, we already saw the spelling mistake that a northerner would make with this word. They write a D instead of an R for rửa. But someone from the south will not write D instead of an R, but will write tone ngã instead of tone hỏi. That's an example of how spelling mistakes are accent specific. The other common source of spelling mistakes comes from the unity of many ending sounds. For example, words with t at the end are pronounced like with a k. This sign says, don't throw garbage on the street. The word for throw, vứt, is spelled incorrectly. It should be spelled with a T instead of a C. Words with n at the end are pronounced like with a ng. The sign on the left say something like, make our country great. The word for great, đàng hoàng, is spelled incorrectly. The second syllable, hoàng, should be spelled with an ng at the end. The sign on the right advertises some romantic scenery. The word for romantic, lãng mạn, is spelled wrong. The second syllable, although pronounced as an NG, should be spelled with an N. Words with I are pronounced the same way as I. The sign on the left advertises sugarcane juicer machine. The word for machine, máy, is spelled wrong. It should be spelled with a Y. The sign on the right, which says no rash and negligent driving, has the word lái xe to drive being spelled incorrectly. It should be lái xe, not with a Y, but an I. In conclusion, there are 2 takeaways. 1, you just have to learn the spelling of each word individually. 2, you can't always count on a native Vietnamese speaker to help you with that. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. You're learning Vietnamese and you have a lot of questions, but you don't know who to ask. Please consider becoming my patron to have your questions answered in my upcoming videos. Link to my Patreon is in the description box. Hẹn gặp lại lần sau.